Hello, and welcome back to the Postal Pleasure channel. This will be part 2 of, I guess, Hungary, episode 1. A bunch of Hungarian stamps submitted to me by a viewer. Some of the nicest Hungarian, not some of, exactly the nicest Hungarian stamps I've ever seen. I'm just blown away by what was in part 1. So if you haven't looked at part 1 yet, definitely watch that. We didn't even finish the one stock card we tried to do there. It was so jam-packed with amazing stamps. Starting in this episode, I'm going to get into this leaf of mini sheets and then see what's inside this glassine. I took the tape off it to make things easier, and we're going to end, if there's still room, with the last couple sets of stamps from the stock card we worked with in part 1. So we'll move this wonderful envelope again, and I'm going to start with the mini sheets. We'll take a look here. I did not remove the tape from this, so hopefully I can... No, okay, I should have removed the tape. Now you get to watch me blunder with the tape. Removed. I'll edit that out. So, we'll get into here. And here we have, oh, it's wonderful. So that's actually perforated around that circle. If you turn it upside down, you'll see that better. So a round stamp in the center of a mini sheet. It's a numbered mini sheet, so somewhat of a limited edition, I imagine. Let's see what I can read here. So Budapest, 85, so 1985. Europe is... I'm not going to try. I am not going to try. Something about a cultural forum, maybe. Wonderful sheet. A little overexposed there. I'll keep it in the middle. I'll probably pick these up before I get into the envelope because I do utilize a lot of space. This one here, I'm going to bring it closer while I read it. University of Budapest, maybe? Or University, and I can't read that bit, but it's 1965 Budapest. And it looks like a soccer pitch. Or football. Oh, we've got one hiding behind. Wonderful. And this is going to be 1989 is probably the year of the stamp, the 20 years after the first moonwalk. Wonderful. And Neil Armstrong here in the background. Again, a numbered sheet. That's a neat one. Looks like we have 2 or 3 more in here still. So next up we have 1965. And I'm not going to be able to read that, but it looks like we have a bunch of numbered, I don't know what these are. I don't know if they're buildings or locks, but it looks like a river system. So I don't know what these numbered items represent. It's a 10+5 Semi-Postal. I'll be able to look that up. Let's see, I know I'm overexposed there. Let's put it over here. So the picture here is a flood scene, and there was a surtax of 5 florin to help the flood victims of this 1965 flood. So I don't know if these are different cities that were flooded along this river. Budapest, yeah, that's mostly what this is. So 4 different cities here representing the ones that had bad flooding. And here we have, let's see, 1975, 1980. See, Helsinki, Madrid, Geneva maybe? No, I'm not sure where Geneva is. And Belgrade. Europa. Madrid. Yep, I can't quite figure out the rest of it, but certainly have a dove representing peace. Wonderful. Here we have an airmail. We see the legate posta there, indicating airmail. In memoriam. And I believe these are most likely astronauts. E. White, J. Gagarin, and V. Komarov. So yeah, that's a really nice mini sheet memorial to those 3 astronauts. And lastly, I'm going to set this right in the middle just to save room. We have Montreal 1976 Olympics. Very nice. Really like that as well. These are fabulous. I'm going to pause here, pick them up, and we'll get into the envelope. Okay, so let's see what we have here. It's a fat little glassine, probably a third of an inch thick, close to a centimeter. And here we have, looks like quite a few commemoratives here, again in mint state. I'm so used to seeing things like this with canceled order, with that usually poor, grainy postmark in the corner. These are beautiful, beautiful. Again, post office fresh, as I mentioned several times in the previous video. So here we have what looks to be some kind of assembly room. I know it's a little bright over there. I'm going to start over in this corner, and we will do our best to avoid that overly bright corner. Here we have two from the same series. I can't remember what the series is about, but here we seem to be several types of hunting from horseback. In this case, we have a man with a spear on a horseback with dogs chasing down a boar. And on this one, they seem to be getting a bison. I think I'm on screen there. Here we have three famous people, 1972. And part of the same series, three more famous people. Yeah, three different famous people. Again, 1972. And I have absolutely seen one of this series before. I'm not sure which denomination it is that I see. Actually, I remember now. It's the 120 that I see most often. But these are wonderful. And again, I've never seen them not canceled to order. So I have, again, a reverse denomination here. 40 filler, 1 florin, 120 florin, and $3 florin. Here we have, this is a wonderful series. I don't think I've seen these ever before. Some vessels, I'll say. So we have a 1 plus 50, another 1 plus 50. I'm working, yeah, there we go. And a final 1 plus 50 semi-postals. This one being a plate, I believe. And this one, I'm wondering if it's, looks like the corner of an envelope, so maybe a pre-postage stamp. Yeah, mails, I forget what that's called, but maybe corners from envelopes, maybe pre-postage stamps. Or it could be something else, maybe I'm wrong. These are so fine. If I go silent, it's because I'm deep in thought. They're so interesting that I forget to speak. Now this one's obviously not pre-postage stamps, but it does still appear to be the corner, a cancel of some sort of postal stationery maybe. And yet a final one. And another semi-postal. So many semi-postals. This is wonderful. 2 plus 1. Florin, Budapest 71. I've actually never been to Hungary. I would love to go to Budapest. I've been to some European countries, but not Hungary. Let's see. And here we have a stamp. Well, these all seem to, this series seems to be stamps of stamps, which is a neat area to collect. Wonderful. And again, 1971. A nice post horn on this final one. Love it. And I've forgotten to not put these here. I'll move them over here so there's better light. I don't know why. I think my light slid and is a little bit hot right there. The light I'm using probably 6 or 7 lights right now, but the one that's causing that bright spot is actually older than me. It was my grandmother's, and it's a articulated light, and its joints are failing, so it doesn't hold its position very well anymore. So now we have, it looks like, some bottles of wine. I assume Hungarian wine, 1972. And I think this one could be part of this same series here that we saw earlier. Although, possibly not. Yeah, I'm noticing now that these are in a black font as opposed to a white font. They're very, very similar. Same prices. Maybe, let's see, these are the dates of the pieces that we're looking at, not the date of the stamp. That's okay though. But similar nonetheless. Sometimes they will do multiple series, maybe a year or two apart. Maybe that's what we're dealing with here. I think I've gone off screen, so let me double these up. And here we have a wonderful fishing scene. Quite a fighting fish jumping out of the water. And very interesting, here's a man netting, most likely bait. And this looks like birds, most likely, but it's the same series. Maybe it's a hunting and fishing series. Yeah, it's most likely a hunting and fishing series. Here we are with some archers with what appear to be some sight hounds looking at a deer. Oh, and I've got one more underneath this. Let me separate these. I might have gone off screen. I apologize. I know I've gone off screen. I think that is still on screen though. There's the deer I was speaking of. And now I'm into another set. Okay, so try to squeeze this set here. We have, I'm not sure what we have here. We have somebody carving stone. We have somebody with some textiles showing them to what looks like to be the king. Here we have, and you can't see this one yet because I haven't put it up there. I'll move it over here to make room. Here we have somebody, a scribe, maybe taking notes from a king. And here we have what look to be knights. Here we have a castle. And I've just about run out of space there. So I think I can slide this one here low. We have, I'm not sure what we have here. Maybe some kind of architect or engineer, or it could be something else. Interesting. I'm assuming that 972 is 1972. So we're down to a few little stamps. I don't even know where to begin on these. These are fabulous. I don't know much about them at all. I'm going to keep them maybe down here. And yeah, I'm not sure if these are back of book, very possibly back of book, or something I'm just not familiar with. I will take a moment and try to look them up, but I'm only going to give it a minute or two. Let's see if I succeed. This was issued as a postal savings stamp. These two were just surcharges of regular issues, and actually this was used as a regular issue, so that's where I found it in the catalog, even though it was the postal savings stamp. So that leaves us a little bit of room in the overexposed area for the last sets of wonderful stamps. What I will do, just to make a little bit of room, is I'm going to move these over into overexposed real quick. And then use this space, which is a little clearer. So here we have, and this is, I believe, a second series. Get these out, and then we'll spread them out. Okay, second and or third series, and I will have to admit I am not fantastic at telling them apart. So let me just try to lay some of these out. Probably already taking too much space. Yeah, you know what? I think we're 3 across here. 5, 10, 3, 2, 1. It's a complicated lot to attribute, I believe. And so here we have a 5 with a black numeral. So maybe that's the main difference. Maybe the central numeral being black is different than, so series 2, series 3 most likely. I'll verify that before we stop recording the video. But let's lay these out now. So we have 5, 8, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30, and then a 3 FT and a 1, I assume that's an FT as well, although hard to read. Now I see these are colored, and I see what that crown looks different. That looks to me possibly like the Series 1 crown. That crown looks like maybe the Series 1 crown. And again, I've got my experiences looking at a catalog that's not always particularly clear. So it's possible that this, when I say Series 1, I should say Series 2. The out of the two types, it's the first of the two that looks similar to this with the envelope on the wreath and crown. Possibly that, so this is the type, the first of this type, but type 2 in the catalog, and this would be the other one, I think. But again, it'll take some research. Yeah, I just took a peek, and I do believe that these are design number 2 for Hungary, possibly that one as well, and the rest may be design number 3, but it's such a complicated area. Anything with this envelope design is going to take a lot of research between perforations, watermarks, and image. So there's hours and hours of research right there in that pile. But fabulous stamps. I've never seen this many of any of these. So really just wonderful. And the last few stamps. Here is one. I haven't looked this up, but a wonderful, wonderful fancy design on that cancel. Looks like a tulip or something similar. And then we have these 3 stamps here. The last 3 that we haven't seen yet. A 10, a 15, and then this design with what looks like an eagle here. A 40, and then 2 fill or something. So I'm wondering if that's a semi-postal. Yeah, I just took a quick look. Complete set of these semi-postals, I believe. Wonderful. Really, thank you so much for these stamps. I really can't believe the quality and variety of stamps you've sent my way. I'll definitely put something together to send back to you. Really astounded by what a nice letter you sent, or package I should say. Thanks again.